Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert, joined as always with my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
Doing all right. Coming off of a pretty slow, lazy weekend, which is good because the previous weekend was the diametric opposite in terms of excitement, entertaining, and sports. Yeah, didn't watch any sports really this week. I mean, I watched the golf third round before Pebble Beach just got swamped and the tournament canceled. Unfortunately, Wyndham Clark won the thing because they called it after 3 rounds. Whatever, that sucked. And then other than that, just watched a bit of track and field for Olympic prep. That was kind of fun. A couple of cool events in there. No, man, I didn't do much. Saturday night, just hung out with a couple friends, and Sunday went to mass, and then went to the beach to watch the planes coming down. Like that. That's how bored I was on Sunday. But it was fun. It's good to have a little bit of a break from the chaos once in a while, because we got some intense times ahead, starting with the Super Bowl on Sunday, the big game.
Yeah. The big game, as they call it. Yeah, it's a good slow weekend. We talked on Friday night. It was a successful, profitable skills competition for me, and then Team Matthews with Austin Matthews winning MVP. It's like it was scripted there. I mean, it came down to a shootout in the first round. I thought they were going to lose in the first round, which would have been very Leafs of them. But no, Matthews came through. Apparently, I heard today on 32 Thoughts that some of the opposing team wasn't happy with how seriously Team Matthews was taking their face-offs. Like, I don't know if there's some sort of physical play going on, but that they wanted to win, and they did. I mean, you had money on the line, and they wanted to put on a good show for their home crowd.
They probably put more effort into the All-Star game than they do in the playoff games, the Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I heard that Georgiev won $100,000 or something. Like, I think he stopped all the shots from the shootout. He was the best goalie in this.
It was like the one-on-one skills competition thing. I think
guess so.
Where like the players had to like pick a goalie to go against. I think.
Well, everyone made fun of him for going, and then it turns out he won the fucking thing. So good for him. He's a little bit richer.
I saw today Sebastian Aho complained about the skills competition because like no one else was allowed to participate besides those 12 people. And like if you're gonna have all-stars there with $1 million up for grabs, that's a decent chunk of change for NHL players with how low some of their salaries are. So, some people liked it. Some people said it was a lot better. Obviously, McDavid came home with it as a lot of people predicted. But yeah, I as a Flyers fan, like I saw people saying, "Oh, Konechny's not in any of these events. I'm not going to even watch this goals competition." So while it was showcasing the best players, it may not have been the best for the fans that are just fans like the team.
Yeah, I mean, why send a player from every team if they're not even going to be represented at the skills competition? I don't know. But on the other hand, I can understand why, you should have the very best performing. Otherwise, it becomes just a bit too oversaturated. I don't know. It's pros and cons either way, and I don't care either way.
Did you see today that Friedman said on 32 Thoughts that some people questioned if Kucherov's lack of effort for the skills competition may impact his Hart Trophy case?
Oh, I did not hear that. I thought you were talking about he was sulking because Russia was not going to be part of that four Nations Cup or whatever they're calling it.
I mean, that's definitely possible too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was attacking Kucherov a little bit for that because it's all the voters are watching this stupid thing and it's important. But they got short memories. The voters, they'll forget all about it in a couple months. Certainly before they vote for it in mid-April or whenever. That I don't think this weekend affected the Hart race at all.
Yeah, and McKinnon punted on a show tonight with the only goal, right? And the 2-1 overtime loss, but it was a pretty good goal in the first
beauty
period.
Goal, yeah.
Yeah. So
unfortunately couldn't get the win, but got the point at least. Fucking Rangers.
Yeah, hopefully he can run away with things and he can just lock that up pretty soon. But we'll see what happens there. All right, before we get into this, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts. If that's on Spotify or Apple, leave us a 5-star rating and review, and I'll read it at the end of the show. So subscribe on YouTube. Shout out everyone that is in the chat, checking it out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, shout out to Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Make sure you get in there. You guys were having a grand old time in the voice channel last night. Apparently, Archer got blackout, he said, so that must have been pretty fun.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. Yeah, with nothing else to do, maybe there's some NBA these guys were watching, but no, we just hung out there. There were 4 of us mainstays, and then just people popped in and out as little cameo appearances. We had you come in there for a little bit. Talon showed up.
Did he?
Yeah, he was on his payloader. He showed up at work. Just hanging out with us as he's dumping sugar or whatever the fuck he does. Yeah, we had Knuckleheads in there, Canucks fan. We had Dubs at the end of the night, of course.
Nice.
Yeah, there were a couple other guys too. So shout out to those guys, the regulars at the Discord bar.
Yeah, the Discord diehards there. Get in there. You can join them. You know, we don't bite too hard. I mean, there's no sharks in there right now to bite, but maybe hopefully he'll be back. I don't know. I'm missing Sharky. Shout out Sharky. I follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Yeah, make sure you subscribe everywhere. All that good stuff. You want to just get right into these games here? We got an 8-game slate on Tuesday.
Yeah, might as well. Let's go.
All right, let's get things started here. Kicking things off with the 7 p.m. time slot. We got the Calgary Flames at the Boston Bruins. Game itself is in Boston at the Gardens. Bruins are -198. Flames are +164. Over-under is at 6. Both paying off around -110. I like Boston here, but it's tough to bet against Boston at home. 16-4-3 at home. Calgary, obviously, lost Lindholm. Got Kuzmenko back, so who can hopefully, get something going there in Calgary. But I saw today their top line is going to be Sharon Govich as a center. I'm not sure if he's played that much throughout his career, if that's a thing he's been doing. But that's the new top line: Huberdeau, Sharon Govich, Kuzmenko. You got Zari, Kadri, and Pospisil, your boys on the second line, but Calgary, not good overall this season, 22-22-5, 10-11-4 on the road. I don't necessarily trust Boston to win in regulation or by 2. The puck line is +130, so I don't hate that. What I did do is I took Boston -1 at -130. So if they win by 1, it's a push. If they win by 2, it's a win. If not every book offers that. You can kind of make your own by splitting between the money line and puck line if you want to, but I think the Bruins get the job done here. Calgary is just the start of their fire sale. They lost 4 in a row before beating Chicago 1-0 before the break, and Boston was absolutely rolling. So I think Boston here going to come out of the break hot, get a good win against Flames. For a total, never really know coming out of the All-Star break how these teams are going to play. We got 2 unders tonight, so I'd lean under, see if Boston comes out with a slow game, but just a strong play on the Bruins for me.
Yeah, before we get into this stuff, I should point out the the rest stuff and coming off these breaks, these holidays. Remember with the Black Friday games, it was I thought it'd be unders, but it was actually the away goals that was the trend, and it happened again in the Christmas break, and I think it's going to happen again after this break. I mean, why not? It makes sense with the away teams, the road teams treating these games as workman trips or business trips rather, and the home teams are a little bit more used to being with the time off. We saw today's game, the Avs didn't win, but they pushed it to overtime, and then the Isles won as a pretty significant dog. So very small sample size there, but it just keeps up the trend that's been going on for the past couple of years, really. So yeah, I like the away goals for sure in the salami, and I'm probably going to like every away side in this thing, whether it's just a lean or an actual bet. We'll have to see. And in the case of the Flames, it is an actual bet because I do think that they are alive in this one. I know Boston had a very strong January after they were playing pretty poorly before that in end of December, early January maybe. Just bailed out by a lot of great goaltending by Swayman, but they really turned it around over the past few weeks. But again, with the break, it's a reset button. We can't exactly count on the form that they had going into the break, so it's a hard reset here. I think the Flames are live even without Lindholm. He wasn't playing great for them anyway. It's all about that second line, and with the Kadri, Pospisil, and Connor Zary. Those guys are the real drivers of this team this year. And Kuzmenko, you mentioned him in a new location, new setting. He could come out firing right away. I imagine that he's ultra motivated to perform with his new team there. And a fellow guy who speaks Russian. I think that Sharangovich is actually Belarusian. I learned that recently. I thought he was Russian, but he's actually Belarusian, I think. But obviously they speak the same language, so that could help him a lot because Kuzmenko does not speak much English. But yeah, I like Flames here. And I agree with you with the under, though. Like, I know I like the away goals thing better, but the unders, I think, is also in play with these long breaks. So I like that with it's the ultimate goalie game here. Markstrom's been on fire since he got back from his injury, and even before his injury, he was excellent. And of course, the Bruins, we know all about their goaltending. So love the under 6, love the Flames in this one.
All right. We're brought to you by DraftKings. Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download this DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SGP. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win 100 times your money with some spicy plays. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code HGP, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code HGP.
Spicy plays. Ooh.
Spicy plays.
I like it.
All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We got the Philadelphia Flyers at the Florida Panthers. Game itself is in Sunrise down there in Florida. Panthers are minus 218. Panthers on the puck line are plus 114. Flyers are plus 180. Over under is set at 6. Overpaying off minus 108. With the under at minus 112. I'll throw this one to you. I took the first one. What do you think the Flyers are going to do here coming out of the break?
Well, I mentioned the hard reset. They can throw things out of order for the Bruins, but in the case of the Flyers, I think they desperately needed this time off because they were going nowhere good in the last the 4-game losing streak. Because it's not ideal.
They may have reached 5.
Fuck. Yeah, they're not doing too well, but with a bit of a break, good coaching, get the guys back out there on the ice. I think that they'll be motivated to turn this ship around. I think that this team desperately needed that break, so I kind of like him at plus 180. I know the Panthers are, they're cooking right now. They are basically tied with Canucks for the expected goal share in terms of the month of January. Very closely matched there, especially defensively. The Panthers best in the league in that respect. Bobrovsky's not actually. I think he's got a minus number in his goal save I've expected for the month of January. So that's a bit of a concern. But with the defense the Panthers have, they can protect him. But still, I think the Flyers here are live plus 180. Another road team. I think they get the job done here. Wow. They're likelier than plus 180 to win. I'll just say that much. But I also like the under once again. I mentioned the Panthers defense. Flyers defense has been really shit lately, but the Panthers don't exactly win games like they used to a couple of years ago for sure under Andrew Burnett. Like 5-2, 6-4 kind of thing. They like to win these games playoff style hockey. 3-2 is their favorite scoreline seems to be. So yeah, give me the under 6 here. Flyers get back to basics, play better defense. Goaltending should be good enough to keep this from going to 7 goals. So yeah, I like the Flyers. I like the under.
Yeah, I agree with all that there. I think the Flyers are getting disrespected here with the plus 180 line. I saw it open at plus 185. I hopped on that and really hasn't moved much since in the past 24 plus hours here. Flyers, yes, 5-game losing streak, enter the break, but they have the Carter Hart news come out. That obviously is going to put a damper on everything on the team's vibing out. Owen Tippett got hurt as well during that streak. He is back. He should be back for Tuesday night. He was a full participant in practice. Sam Ersson, I think, should benefit from that time off. He was better before he got kind of worn down a little bit later on in January. So I think the Flyers are definitely live dogs here against the Cats, plus 180. And I do quite like that under 6 at minus 112. We've been talking about it all season long. The Panthers are one of the best under teams in the league, 31 unders and 18 overs. Flyers 27-20 and 3 to the under. So under 6 might be the best play here, but Flyers plus 180 are very live as well. All right, going down to 7 o'clock again here. We have the Winnipeg Jets at the Pittsburgh Penguins. Game itself is in Pittsburgh. Penguins are minus 115. Jets are minus 105. Over-under is set at 5.5 with the over paying off minus 122 and the under at plus 102 here. I love the Jets here in this spot. The Penguins are an older team. We talked about them. It took them a while to get going in the regular season. I think it's going to take them a little bit to get going here after the break, and they didn't play well into the break. They lost 3 of their past 4, with the only win coming in overtime against Montreal to head into the break there. Winnipeg also lost 3 straight going into the break, but I mean they added Sean Monahan, they added some good center depth there. Connor Hellebuck's definitely going to be rejuvenated after that break, the All-Star game, and everything going on there. Mark Scheifele appears to be probable to come back, so I think Winnipeg's just the better team. They have no problem going on the road, 14-5-3. Pittsburgh's 12-8-3 at home here. So love the Jets as an underdog, minus 105. You can still get even money out there, but minus 105 is fine by me. I guess I lean to under 5.5 at plus 102, but I may lean to the Penguins team total under 2.5. I think I saw that around plus 130 earlier, plus 120. I think that would be a better look if you like the under. But the Jets in the under here for me.
This is one road team I won't be betting. I'm not saying I'm betting the Penguins either, but I can't quit these damn Penguins. Their numbers are looking great. It's just their shitty ass power play keeps fucking up. I saw that they actually took Karlsson off the first unit, so hopefully that turns things around. It couldn't be worse. Like they're just miserable on the power play. Looked okay, looked like they were turning it around for a few games, and then it just went back to the same old nonsense they were doing before, and they just can't buy a goal on the power play for whatever reason. But they are top 5 in terms of expected goals for in the month of January. So the offense is still there. They just need to get their finishing going. And then somebody other than Crosby or Gensel's got to get going too, because they're not getting any support. Certainly not from Karlsson. But I like I wouldn't say I like the Penguins here, but I'm definitely not betting the Jets. Jets, obviously, we know that they're an awesome defensive team, so it's a bit of a strength on strength here. Penguins offense against the Jets defense, and of course, we know Jets have the Vezina front runner and Connor Hellebuck. So I think if you're going to bet something, I would take the under 5.5. I think that this one will be a bit of a slog, both coming off the break, of course, and the Jets defense and the way that they play. We know about their streak of under 2.5 opponent goals, or under 3.5, whatever it was, 34 games in a row, almost broke the record. We know the Jets defense is great. Penguins offense is struggling, but I'm only looking towards the under in this one. Probably not even going to bet that, but if I had to pick anything, that would be the play. I do think that the Penguins are still a team I'm looking to support going forward. I just don't think that this is the spot.
Yeah, you can get Penguins team total under 2.5 at plus 140. So if you like the Jets, you like the under, just probably play that, and like you could end up winning that if it's a 2-1 Penguins win. But I think that's a good look. Penguins scored 2 goals in each of their 3 losses before the break, and then the third one in overtime against Montreal. So they're low scoring game here, but both very under teams as well this season. All right, going down to 7 o'clock again here. We got the Vancouver Canucks at the Carolina Hurricanes. Game itself is in Carolina. Hurricanes are minus 142. Canucks are plus 120. Over-under is at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120. Joel, what are these new look Canucks going to do here?
I mentioned earlier that the Panthers were right there with the Canucks in terms of their underlying performance in the month of January. So yeah, Canucks are playing well, which is encouraging because it kind of backs up their crazy historically high PDO. So you can call for regression, whatever, but it doesn't matter if the team starts playing better, playing differently. With or without the lotto line being put together, and I think it's split up for good now, at least for now, until I don't know, the desperation in the playoffs or something. But yeah, with two strong lines, we got Besser and JT Miller up front, maybe with P.S. Suter up there, and then Elias Lindholm playing with PD and Mikheyev on the second line, most likely. Yeah. And yeah, but I expect Lindholm to be moved around until he gets to his premier spot, the best place he can be. And we know Tocchet is going to be fiddling around with that. So that's going to be interesting to follow as he experiments with the lineups for the rest of the season. But yeah, I'm liking look at the look of this team quite a bit. And the Hurricanes are also playing really strong hockey lately. Like, this is the team we expected them to be. They had a slow start to the year, but they've really picked it up now. All that to say that this is a pretty fair line. I think I lean to the Canucks, though, with the road team edge, you might say, and the fact that the locker room's got to be a little bit pumped now, getting the biggest name on the trade block, the biggest rental on the I don't know, Saravelli's list or whatever. Yeah, give me the Canucks here. They're strong in every level: defense, goaltending, offense. And yeah, the Hurricanes are like Demko's the kind of guy who will thrive when the puck's screaming at him and he's got 40 shots on him, and that's what the Hurricanes do. They can't score, they just shoot. So yeah, give me the Canucks here. Kind of lean to the under 6.5. I think Freddie Anderson's coming back. I'm surprised to hear that. I don't think for this one, but pretty soon, it sounds like. So yeah, that's encouraging for the Hurricanes' future. But for this one, yeah, still give me the under 6.5. Canucks defense, Hurricanes defense, they're both playing great. I think that it was an under the first game they played too, I believe. So yeah, under 6.5 would be my play as well. And then the Canucks.
Yeah, I like the Canucks here. I think plus 120 is too high. I think they open around even money. I liked them then. I like them even better now, plus 120. Yeah, I mentioned Ilya Mikheyev in my fantasy hockey article this week, thinking he can maybe get some pigeon points up there with the Eliases. So
he went to he went to the coach a couple of weeks ago and asked him, Coach, how can I improve? Yeah, he's still getting over that knee injury, which apparently takes a long time to heal. But yeah, that's encouraging.
Yeah, and I forgot about Fred Anderson. I'm glad you brought that up. I think he's resumed, all nice activities, but it's going to only be good for the Hurricanes in the long term. They really just need him to be back for the playoffs, a few weeks before the playoffs, get some games in and whatnot. But if they have him in net and he can stay healthy, that's going to change a lot in the Eastern Conference for the futures. But yeah, for this game, I like the Canucks at plus 120. They're just the better team. The Hurricanes are good at home. Canucks aren't as great on the road, but coming out of the break, I think, like you said, the Vancouver going on a business trip here. I mean, not to say Carolina's going to take it lightly. I mean, Brind'Amour versus Tocchet, great coaching matchup here. Should be a good game, and for that reason, I like the under 6.5 at minus 120 as well. I think this should be a low-scoring game. Two teams playing, solid, good structured hockey coming out of the break. Wanted to start things on the right foot, and I wouldn't hate playing the draw here. Vancouver went to overtime in 2 straight games going into the break, 4 of their past 8. Interconference game here. Both teams are going to want to get a point. Both teams need a point in the President's Trophy first place race. So sprinkle on the draw, like the Canucks and the under. All right. We're brought to you by the Super Bowl 58 props contest. $1,000 winner take all. Free to enter. Pick 58 props for Super Bowl 58. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/SB58. or the link in the SGPN app. And Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US-based and available in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, or other events with verifiable outcomes, and tons of fun social features that give you the feel of a betting social network, like group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head history, user profiles, fan groups, and more. Cut offers lower VIG and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets. Cut handles the payment side of things. So you never have to chase down anyone for money. You also get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. They allow you to list almost any kind of bet, perfect for getting action on those fun Super Bowl prop bets. Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US-based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And make sure you check out Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. They got flash deals, last-minute tickets in the Game Time app. Great experience, easy to find and buy tickets. They give you the images of the seat view so you know exactly what to expect before you arrive. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Woo! All right, here. Heading down to the 7 o'clock time slot again. I think we've got a lot of early games tomorrow. I think there's only one 10 o'clock game. But here we got Dallas Stars at the Buffalo Sabres. Game itself is in Buffalo. Stars are minus 155. Sabres are plus 130. Over-unders at 6.5. Both paying off at around minus 110. Take this away, Joel.
Sure. Yeah, another road team that I like. I know the Sabres have been playing a bit better, but they've also been sustained by some unsustainable goaltending from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. He's actually fifth in terms of goals above expected in the month of January, which is not where he should be. he's not that good. And when the Sabres finally get goaltending, then they show that they can be a force. But again, hard reset, new coat of paint, new blank slate. That's what I'm looking for. And so he's going to lose some of that momentum he had built up, if it is even him playing. I mean, Devon Levi's been okay, I guess, but the Sabres fans are expecting more from one of their top prospects, certainly one of the better prospects in net in the league. Stars here, I like them. I like the over 6.5. The Sabres can still get the offense going, and the Stars defense is still pretty miserable. The goaltending now with Jake Ottinger back is obviously improved over the likes of Wedgwood and the other Matt Murray. I think the over and the Stars would be the look for me with the way the Stars been playing lately. Just it's up and down hockey with these guys because they have to with how poorly their defense has been for the past couple of months, really. So, but they can put the puck in the net. Matt Duchene has been better than I expected playing for the Stars. We'll see how long that continues for. But for now, I think that the Stars are still an over team, and so are the Sabres. So if you're getting a little better price on the over than the under, that's the way I'm going to look. So yeah, Stars and the over for me. But I, for the sake of the division with the Avs losing today, I wouldn't mind seeing the Stars lose this one.
The Jets are going to take the Central anyway. They're going to run away with things here. This is being a boring podcast here. We're agreeing on a lot. I'm agreeing again here. Stars minus 155 and the over 6.5 at minus 108. Stars just a much better team. They're fully healthy now, except someone who's out for the season. Buffalo, mostly healthy. They did lose Matthias Samuelsson for the season due to an upper body injury that came out over the weekend. Jack Quinn is still out until late March. Girgensons and Eric Johnson probable with upper body injuries. So Buffalo's healthy, but they're just not a good hockey team. Even at home, 11-12-1. Dallas is 14-5-4 on the road. So I like Dallas and I like the over. The one thing that is giving me pause here is looking at their head-to-head history. The last time they met was last March in Buffalo. The Stars won 10-4. The Stars were leading 5-2 after the second period and put up 5 more goals in the third. So Buffalo definitely remembers that. So, maybe there's a narrative play there to play for the Sabres, but I think that also, pushes me towards the over even more. Maybe some power play point props could see some physical stuff here from the Sabres, especially if Dallas goes up early. They definitely do not forget that. They have pretty much a similar roster to last year, so that they'll have that in the back of their minds. Nevertheless, Dallas minus 155 is too low, and the over 6.5 at minus 108. All right, going down to 7 o'clock again. We have the Montreal Canadiens at the Washington Capitals. Game itself is in DC. Capitals are minus 166. Canadiens are plus 140. Over under is at 5.5. Over paying off minus 122. With the under at plus 102 here. News today: Capitals forward Evgeny Kuznetsov entered the NHL Players Assistant Program.
Oh, he's with Nuke now. His fellow Russian.
As the sirens sound in Great Vancouver, BC over there. Yeah, so
it's
Capitals,
long overdue for Kuznetsov based on all the rumors about him, right? Or not even rumors.
Well, I mean, he got in trouble. He had issues with the white powder before the snow beer. So they're down. Backstrom's out for the season now. Kuznetsov was clearly kind of phoning it a little bit anyway, but that's their top two centers. I guess Dylan Strome's been playing well. He's their leading point scorer. He's going to center Ovi and Wilson now. McMichael on the second line. So I don't understand this line. I think the Canadiens should be lower here. I like the Canadiens plus 140. I think they're relatively healthy besides the people that are out for the season now. Gallagher is suspended still, so he's out. But there are other guys that were hurt. They're back. Caulfield's playing well. Suzuki's been playing great. So I think the Habs here are very live on the road plus 140. And I was thinking about this when I was looking at this game before. I could see the Canadiens having a better record the rest of the way than the Capitals. The Capitals are just going to completely fall off. I don't know what their point totals are, but there could be something there, either over for Montreal or under for the Capitals. But for this game, I just like the the Canadiens at plus 140.
Yeah, I think the under point total would be a play for the Capitals. It's been hovering in the mid 80s for a while, so I think that you're onto something there. Because like we've said all season long, Capitals, pretty fraudulent team. They're not going to maintain this, staying in touch with the playoff race. They're going to fall off. So yeah, that's something to look out for. The Washington Capitals point total. I'm already riding with the Canadiens over 68.5, over 70.5. So yeah, I'm not adding any more, but I think it's around 76.5 now. I personally would stay away from that. These teams with the seller teams tend to kind of mail it in down the stretch. So that's something to be concerned about, I guess. That's something to be excited about with the Capitals. I think that their points total will be in the 70s most likely come the end of the year, or at least low 80s. But yeah, good points there. Agree with you on the Habs in this game. Capitals should not be this big of favorites against anyone not named the Blackhawks or the Ducks or the Sharks. Canadiens are a tier above those guys, so give me the Habs here plus 140, another road team, and the under 5.5 would be my play as well. With the rest thing, the break, teams are rusty. And with Lindgren in net, I like it even more. And Montembeau's actually been very good lately too. So that both teams have solid goaltending. Both teams are fairly incompetent at scoring. Not great at defending either, but still, I think they can defend whatever shit they're putting out against each other offensively. So yeah, under 5.5 and another road dog.
Yeah, seeing the Capitals points at 85.5, under minus 115 on DraftKings. Their current point pace is 89. You have to think that drops off without Kuznetsov, and as they sell off pieces, if they have any pieces to sell off. I'm looking now. Anthony Mantha's a pending free agent. I guess they could trade him. Max Pacioretty possibly. Nicholas Aube-Kubel. He could go to another team of ours, maybe back to the Leafs, back to the Avs. But I think the Caps are definitely a team to fade.
Dom has them at 85 exactly, so it's no real edge there. But they're going to lose a couple guys anyway.
Yeah. All right, going down to 7:30 here. We have the Colorado Avalanche at the New Jersey Devils. Game itself is in Newark, New Jersey, home of the 2026 World Cup final up there in the Meadowlands. This game is a pick 'em. Both teams at minus 110. Over under is at 6.5. Over at minus 115 with the under at minus 105 here. Jolie, what are your Avs going to do here on a back-to-back?
Well, before the season, this would be one of my favorite games this season. But with all the Devils' injuries and how poorly they played without some of their key guys, this one's lost its luster. Also, we're going to have most likely Justus Annunen in net for the Avalanche, which is never a good sign of a good game when you rolling this guy out there. He's a young guy, still has room to grow, but yeah, it's not encouraging. We have, I think the other Avalanche goaltender, Prosvetov, just cleared waivers recently, so yeah, and then likely net unless Georgiev plays a back-to-back, which is also not good, especially with how busy he's been. I think he played more games than any other goalie this season. So that's not good. Devils with all their injuries, Jack Hughes still out, all these other guys still out. The Avalanche still, they're still missing a couple pieces, but we got Arturi Lehkonen back. And yeah, even though it's on a back-to-back, give me the Avalanche to bounce back after a tough loss to the Rangers. Kind of a slow third period. Didn't look like they had their legs from what I saw. And yeah, Georgiev was really well, played really well. I forgot that of course he played on Monday with the revenge game against the Rangers that he hates. So I should have figured that in for betting the over. I thought it would be the Avalanche backup goalie with Georgiev at the All-Star game on Saturday, but I guess this game was more important to him. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, for this one, I'm going to go back to the ball with an Avalanche over 6.5. We got a Devils game, Avalanche game. They both are over teams. I know it's because of the break, whatever. We can be a little bit warier of playing overs, but I don't think that's the case in this one with how both teams play. Just all run and gun hockey here. Not much defense being played. A lot of skill on the ice, even with the Devils injuries. So over 6.5, slightly into the Avs, but probably not betting. I mean, it's a good thing it's the Devils because they're not exactly putting Mark Tambro-Adouer between the pipes these days. So if that kind of negates some of the disadvantage of having the Finnish young guy in net for the Avs. But yeah, who watch it beat Georgiev again? I mean, this guy doesn't give a fuck. He'll play 70 games this year. Yeah, lean to the Avs. I like the over more. That's the only thing I've bet so far.
Am I seeing this right here? The third line for the Avs is Zach Parise, Ryan Johansson, and Arturi Lehkonen.
Yeah, well, you can call that the second line or the third line, but the other line, Miles Woodline, is playing more these days.
That's the second line. I recommended Colton and O'Connor on my fantasy hockey article too this week.
Yeah,
full of Joel's teams.
Yeah, Rijo is he's, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen to this guy. Probably gonna have to move him to get some cap space for a real a true two center because this guy's not cutting it. He's lazy as fuck. He's slow as fuck. He's out of shape. I don't know if he's half a year spending with McKinnon hasn't done it. I don't know what will. So yeah, this guy's got to go. Yeah, at least that third line or second line, what do you want to call it? The Colton line has been playing really well. So thank God for that because yeah, the Rijo line has not been it. Maybe Lehkonen there kind of fires him up a little bit, and then Chooch comes back. I mean, he's down there too. That'll be a good checking line at least, but it's certainly not going to be producing a lot of offense. But hopefully for this game, so we got the over.
Yeah, I agree with you there on the over 6.5 minus 115. Anderson versus Vanacek or Dolls or whoever the Devils throw in net. Devils have no goaltending. Both teams are very heavy to the over this season. Avs are 29-18-2. Devils are 28-18-1. So both going over a lot here. I don't really have anything for a side. How do you think this line is going to move? I'm seeing the Avs as high as minus 126 here, but I don't know if that's with tonight's game or if that was before tonight's game.
You'll get some Devils money. You'll get a lot of Devils money if it's once Annunen is announced. I don't see that line going towards the Avs. I mean, with all the injuries to the Devils, you'll still get some fading of them too. But I would expect Devils to be more of a favorite. Like the Avalanche minus 126, I highly doubt that'll be the closing line there. Yeah, I don't expect too much movement. I mean, with Annunen in net though, I think you'll see a lot of Devils money.
Yeah, so I mean, I would wait to see what the Avs get up to, and then bet them as dogs probably because I think they are the better team. Devils goaltending is suspect, but for now, just the over 6.5 for me. All right, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bet's revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching the Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. We got someone in the chat here saying calling out Mikko Rantanen goal tomorrow. The hashtag Team CDOT on Twitter. There, we'll see if that comes true. I mean, the Avs only have so many guys that can score a goal, and Mikko is definitely up there.
He came really close today. Almost took a 2-1 lead with like a minute left or 2 minutes left in the game. Buchanan just a slick pass right in front, just a foot away, just bang it off. Quick's pad, I think, and that was unfortunate. But yeah, Rance, he's going to score a lot of goals, so you can pick a worse fella to back.
Yeah, and looking at the Avs schedule ahead, they got a tough. They're on a tough Eastern Conference road trip now. They got the Devils tomorrow, Carolina Thursday, Panthers Saturday, and then Caps and Lightning next week. So they're going to want to get a few wins out of this one. So maybe they go to Georgiev on back-to-back, but maybe they keep him rested. I guess we'll see on Tuesday. We'll get that news.
He can't play every game. You got to put the young kid in net. Yeah, because he needs a break. Like he can't play all these road games. Maybe. I mean, the Devils aren't exactly last year's Devils, so I think that this is the spot to play the backup. I would be shocked if it's Georgiev again.
Yeah, you can't let the backup play against the Kings either because they throw so many pucks on net that you need someone that you can at least trust to stop the average shots.
Yeah.
All right, going down to the final game on the docket. Should be a good one here at 10 p.m. We have the Edmonton Oilers at the Vegas Golden Knights. Game itself is in Vegas. Golden Knights are plus 124. Oilers are minus 148. Over under is set at 6. Over is paying off minus 118 with the under at minus 102 here. I think this might be the night that the Oilers streak comes to an end. Obviously, we're hoping for that without having much Chuck Knobloch in our Chris Knobloch. What am I saying? Chuck Knobloch in our Jack Adams portfolio there. But I do think Vegas here is a solid play at plus 124. They are still without a few other guys. Jack Eichel, Shea Theodore still out, but William Karlsson looks like he's going to be back. Shea Theodore's been, Chandler Stevenson has been kind of holding things down there as a top 6 center. Edmonton completely healthy. That is definitely scary going into Vegas. McDavid definitely did not, slow down too much during the All-Star break. He showed that off his speed and whatnot during the skills competition, but there's something about Vegas at home. They are 11-10-4 on the road, and they're 18-5-2 at home. They just have that Vegas magic. They had the third period magic at home. Edmonton 13-9-0 on the road. So I think Vegas has, this is a decent price here at plus 124 too. It's the best available on the board currently. So I'm going to take that for a total. I'm not sure which way to lean here because you want to go with the over, but then you look at how Stuart Skinner has been playing for Edmonton, especially with their defense. They've allowed 2 goals or fewer in at least 10 straight games. So they've been playing great that way, but I don't know. I lean to Vegas plus 124 and gonna pass on the total.
All right, we mentioned a few times that the hard reset, and certainly no team wanted to break less than the Oilers did. I'm sure they just wanted to keep cruising while their shit was so hot. But unfortunately, they had to take a break, and then the Golden Knights kind of needed to get a little bit healthier. Getting Karlsson back is huge with all their injuries. Of course, without Eichel is massive for their center depth. Kind of like the Golden Knights. I mean, Stuart Skinner, speaking of being on fire, he was the best goalie in terms of goal save I've expected in the month of January. I'm not sure if he can sustain that the rest of the way. Hopefully he cools down for this game because I do like the Golden Knights here, the one home team that I prefer over the road team. The big line is just got too high. I know Eichel being out is massive and all that. And Shea Theodore's still out. I don't know when the fuck he's going back. Seems like he's been missing most of the season. Aiden Hill, though, if he's in the game, that's a huge boost for the Knights and another reason to like the under. I do like the under, but the stronger play here would be on the Golden Knights plus 124. And I mentioned on the other show, the previous show, what I'd want to do if the Golden Knights won is I also said that if the Canucks won too, but I don't think that's really relevant. I mean, you might even get a better number on Rick Tocchet for the Adams if the Canucks lose and the Golden Knights win. So I don't think that the result in the current Hurricanes Canucks game really matters. Maybe the Jets game with Rick Bowness matters a little bit, but if the Knights win this one, I'm going to bet a lot more Rick Tocchet because that effectively ruins Chris Knobloch's campaign to win the Jack Adams, because he can't win it without winning the division and without winning or beating the 17 win record that's been held for 30 years or something, since the early 90s anyway. So yeah, that's the plan. It's bet Rick Tocchet after once those odds emerge and the Knights win this game. So that I think that's the best way to play it, but I also have a little bit of the Knights money line for this one, and maybe a little bit of the under. I'm kind of talking myself into it if Adin Hill starts, because I do not want any part of Logan Thompson. But I don't see why it would be Logan Thompson. This is a huge game. Knights are going to play their best guy. Adin Hill versus Stuart Skinner. Who would have thought that would be a goalie game about a year ago? So yeah, give me the Golden Knights, give me the under, and give me Rick Tocchet for Jack Adams.
Yeah, we'll poop it up if it's Hill versus Skinner. I think we discussed this before the break, but like, if Stuart Skinner keeps this up, is he alive for the Vezina? You can get him at 60-1 right now, and he's won 12 starts in a row. 2 goals or fewer in 11 starts. There was one game where he allowed 3 back in December at the start of the streak. Save percentage 950 in that span. He's up to, I think, 23 wins. 23 wins. Same as Hellebuyck. 910 save percentage. I don't know. I just feel like 60-1 is a bit too long. I don't know if you can catch Hellebuyck and whoever else is up there, but like, looking at the odds, Allmark is 35-1. Tristan Jarry's 60-1 there with Skinner. Shesterkin's 30-1. Cam Talbot's still 25-1. Like, there's definitely worse bets out there, but I don't know if that necessarily makes Skinner a good one. It definitely has value, but I don't know if, like, you're not going to get any money from value come June if you say, oh, I had Skinner 60-1. He finished 10-1. It just doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. I mean, he was 101 2 weeks ago, so you're a little late now if you want that bet. It's it's not something that I added, not something I'm looking to add. It's just the GMs, they like to see big names doing big things. Like Connor Hellebuyck is a big name. He's got the pedigree and all that. It's gonna be hard to beat him. Thatcher Demko is the best chance. It's probably a 2-goalie race at this point. We'll see. Maybe somebody else can pop up. Maybe Stuart Skinner keeps up this unbelievable pace, but even if he does, like, he'd have to hope that Hellebuyck and Demko crash and burn as well for him to have a legitimate shot, I think. I mean, yeah, if you bet a couple of weeks ago 101, I can't fault you. He has a chance, not a very good chance, but certainly one back in 101 ticket for happen, whatever. But yeah, at this point, I would not be looking at Stuart Skinner for Vezina, but it's a fun story. I mean, he does have a lot of much better chance than a lot of the other guys you named. That's true, but like you said, doesn't mean anything if there's only a couple of guys who really have a legitimate chance to win the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, and I do like that Tocchet bet. I mean, he's minus 115 right now. I don't hate that at all. I don't see how he doesn't win it. I guess if the Oilers get the streak and just make a new streak and just keep on going, maybe, but that's clearly on McDavid and Skinner, and I guess the defense playing well, you could put on Knobloch, but I don't know. I think Tocchet has a better case, and if the Flyers make the playoffs, I think Tortorella has definitely done more coaching than these other guys, but I don't think that'll matter especially if the Canucks win the President's Trophy. One more award thing is that apparently Connor Bedard, like, he wants to come back and play right now, but the Blackhawks are like, no, we got to wait, obviously, because like they have nothing to gain from him playing. So keep an eye on that. He's minus 190 right now. That'll definitely go up when news of him returning comes out. Yeah,
no doubt. With the Chris Knobloch thing, it's just I don't know what I was going to say, because he just needs to have this win streak. If he does that, I think No, the thing is, when the next Wyshynski trophy tracker vote comes out, that'll be very telling. See if Chris Knobloch gets any love from the voters, from the media. Like I said, he's got a very small chance, but if he has the record, then he could throw everything into chaos, just like Auston Matthews if he gets 70 goals, which is what I fear would be the only thing that ruins Max Hart campaign. But these are just these are the perils of betting awards. Like little things like that can just spin the narrative all the way around, and you don't exactly know what they're going to be thinking 2 days ago if something special happens, like getting 70 goals or breaking the win record if you're a coach. So yeah, that's why those trophy tracker votes are so helpful. I mean, you don't really get those in other sports, so we're kind of lucky in hockey that way, so that we always have an idea of what's happening.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get one of those soon. I'm surprised we didn't get one at the All-Star break, but I guess maybe we'll get a post All-Star break. Well, we got our last one mid-January, it looks like, so maybe in a few weeks. Player awards are kind of getting slow. So I had this idea for our off nights when we've been doing player award stuff. We either do Stanley Cup power rankings, either just straight power rankings, or like Stanley Cup at their odds power rankings, like who or we can make like a thing where you have one unit to put on different bets and you spread it out. We can workshop it. I don't know. Just want to throw it out there for you.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Sure beats talking about the same teams every day, and then when there's only 3 games going on, you got to stretch it out and make bullshit up. But that sounds a lot more interesting. Yeah,
well, man, we'll kick that off tomorrow then, because we have 3 games on Wednesday. So if we record tomorrow, we'll need something else for that. Maybe we'll bring that out. But yeah, that was 8-game slate for Tuesday. A bunch of consensus plays here for the 2-man show. Flames, Bruins under 6 -112. Flyers plus 180 and the under 6 -112 in that game. Winnipeg, Pittsburgh under 5.5 plus 102. Vancouver plus 120 and the under 6.5 -120 there. Dallas minus 155 and the over 6.5 -108. Canadiens plus 140. Avalanche, Devils over 6.5 -115, and then the Golden Knights plus 124. All right, and then our best bets from 2 weeks ago at this point, the January 23rd, we both came up with an L. You had the Islanders. I forget who they were playing. I did look back before the show to get this up. I think maybe it was the Kings. No, Golden Knights. They lost 3-2 at home. I outshot them 42-27. I took the Flyers against the Lightning. They lost that one 6-3. So both of us looking to bounce back here. I don't have any team that particularly sticks out for me, but do you have who's your best bet going to be?
Going back to the wild, give me the Avalanche Devils over 6.5 -15. Hopefully it's the Finnish guy in net, not Georgiev for the 200th time.
Yeah, that was one I was eyeing up there. I was thinking about as I was reading them out. Who's the Canucks playing tomorrow?
Hurricanes.
All right, I'll take the Canucks Hurricanes under 6.5 -120. I think that should be hopefully a goalie game there. So Vancouver, Carolina under 6.5 at -120 is my best bet on the season. Joel is 15-9 plus 3.64 units. I'm 13-11 plus 1.96. So I need a win here. Need to get back on track. All right. Anything else here before we close it out?
No, I'm good.
All right, then make sure you are subscribed to the podcast where I listen to your podcast. If that's on Apple or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review and I'll read it here at the end of the show. Turn on auto download so you get the episodes in your feed as soon as they are published. And subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube. I'm Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
I'm Joel Meyer, and I guess you'll find me in the Discord dive bar, the voice show with the fellas.
Yeah. See ya.